Hello there everyone and welcome to a new review on the channel. Today we're looking at a new, really cool and discussed about product, and that is Decision Point by David Regal. This is really good. There's a lot to say about it. There's a lot of discussions that I've seen online about it, and I do think that you want to hear what I have to say about this because this is really well worth your time and your interest. So let's roll the intro and get straight into the review. Perfect, so you decided to stick around, which means you want to learn more about Decision Point. Now, what is Decision Point? The effect is kind of long to perform, but there is a David Regal presentation of the effect at the Magic Castle, and I do highly recommend you go check that out. Now, what the effect is in simple, it's you have 7 symbols. Your spectator can freely select any of the second symbols, and before everything started, you made a bet with the spectator or whatever you want to do. You knew in advance what symbol they will take 100% of the time. That's essentially the effect. Now, where do you buy this? How much does it cost? And what do you get? You can buy this at Penguin Magic or associates with Penguin Magic. For example, I got mine from Alakazam Magic and it cost $59.99 US. What do you get with your purchase? First, let's get into the digital aspect. The first thing you get is a video. It's around 22 minutes long. You get 2 live performances, which run around 6 minutes. And the rest of the video is essentially showing you what you got, how it applies, and how the trick works. Then you also get this beautiful box, hard shell box with like gold embossing on it. It's really beautiful. But you don't buy this effect for the box. You buy it for the prop. So inside what you get is this. You get essentially this. So you get your wallet, you get your pen. So this is gonna go on the wallet just like this. So this is essentially what you get. Inside, you're gonna have an envelope, you're gonna have a $100 bill, and that's essentially what you're getting. You're getting this leather wallet, you're getting the pen, you're getting a brown envelope, okay? You're getting a brown envelope. You're also getting a white envelope if you prefer. You're getting something to place onto a $100 bill or a $1 bill, whatever you want. You get something to place on the bill. And then you get a few extra goodies as well that I can't really show you because it would expose the method. But this is essentially what you get with your purchase. Now, let's talk about something I've seen on the medias and on the forums and comments. Is this too expensive for what you're getting? The thing is, these items are pretty much going to last you a lifetime. And these type of tricks are coming out nonstop. And I know there's a lot of fans of these type of tricks. But I think this is going to be the end all of them, to be honest. I think that if you buy this, yes, it can be considered expensive, especially with that short of an instructional video and a method you probably already know before buying. I do think you're not gonna buy any effect like this ever again. I do think this is the end all of them. And I think that once you buy this, these props are gonna last you a lifetime. They're extremely well made. They're professionally great. Like, they feel professional, and you're never gonna buy anything like this ever again. So yes, you're gonna spend a $59 price tag, but instead of buying maybe 5 routines like this for 20 bucks each, which is gonna set you back $100, and then you're probably not going to really enjoy any of them, might as well just splash the cash on this. So that's just my small anecdote on some things I've seen regarding it being too expensive. Now let's get into difficulty. Is this difficult to perform? Absolutely not. Pretty much the spectator does almost everything. All you have to do is talk and find the correct ending. So that's all I'm going to say. For most people, it's pretty obvious what I'm saying, but for those that don't, yeah, your only difficult part, which is not difficult, it's super simple. It took me literally, I think, 45 seconds to a minute to know everything. You're gonna have to just know in what way the trick is going to end. That is literally the only difficult part, which is not difficult, but that's the only thing you have to do except talking, because you do have to frame this and you do have to present it in a way that's engaging, in a way that's fun, and in a way that kind of gives you clarity on the way the trick can end. If you watch David Regal perform this, he is meticulous in his language and how he sets this up. Pretty much he sets it up for almost everything that happens from the start. So he can tell you, oh, X, when I said X, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, he did. So everything is gonna be fluid. The only thing you're gonna have to work on is the fluidity and the way you're gonna talk throughout the trick. That's pretty much the only thing that you need, difficulty-wise. Now, is this practical? Yes, there's a non-practical issue and the rest is pretty practical. The practical issue is that this is all you have to carry around. Everything is self-contained in this wallet. So if you have a jacket, you can put this in your jacket, you can carry this around with you in your bag, wherever you want. Everything is self-contained, everything is in this wallet, everything you need is self-contained in this small space. So if you want to see how big the wallet is, it's around the size of my hand. So it's a bit bigger than a normal wallet, but you can definitely carry this around with you in a bag or in your jacket pocket or in a pocket in your, if you have like a hoodie, you can put this in your hoodie pocket. This is definitely not going to be hard to carry around. And it's also light. It's not really heavy. It's really, really light. So you can pretty much carry this around with you anywhere. However, you do need a table to perform this. This is not something you're going to do stand up or anywhere else. You're going to need a table to perform this, okay? So you're definitely going to need a table when you perform this. So keep that in mind. So if you're doing a parlor or stage show, this is going to work perfect. But this is not going to work well if you're like a, street magician, or you're doing this at like a fair or a carnival and there's no tables in sight. This is not going to work. So you do need a table, but I think that 95% of magicians, when they want to go out to perform a trick that they know use a table, they're going to find a table to do it at. So that's the only thing you have to know about practicality, is that you need a table. Now, where do you perform this? I kind of hinted already, but this can pretty much be performed anywhere with a table, in my opinion. So you only need one spectator. This can literally be done to one spectator. So as long as you have a spectator and a table and your wallet, you can perform this. This is going to play extremely well parlor. David Regal does it parlor in his performance, so you definitely know it works parlor. If you have the correct equipment, this is going to work perfectly on stage. This is going to work casually, restaurant work. This is pretty much going to work anywhere as long as you have a table and the props with you. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into the positives and the negatives of the effect. What are the negatives? So one of the negatives is, for some people, is that this cannot be repeated twice. The outcome is going to be different, but you cannot repeat this twice to the same group, okay? So that is, for some, a negative, that you table hop nonstop. People may talk about the trick if they really liked it. So in the end, maybe they're gonna figure it out. But if you're doing this to a single group, you cannot perform the effect twice to a single group. Another negative could be, for some people, that you necessarily need a table. Some people some people don't have a table always with them, where they perform if they're doing, kind of cocktail magic. If you're a cocktail magician, you don't have a table all the time. You do a lot of stand-up, you do a lot of coin work, you move between people really fast. You're not going to be able to perform this. So that could be a negative for some. Another negative is, I know people are tired of wallets. So many tricks nowadays use wallets, come with wallets that are made for the effect. And this is the same thing. You cannot just transfer your objects from this wallet to another wallet. You need this specific wallet to perform the effect. And I know for some people, they're tired of having to carry around all these new effects that come with these leather wallets. Basically, their pockets are filled with just wallets. So I know for some people that can be a negative. And lastly, another negative, which is not for me a negative, but some people did talk about it, is that some of the endings aren't as strong as the others. I don't personally find that an issue. I think all of them have their place, and I don't think there's any one of them which is weaker than the next, because the spectator doesn't know, that there's other choices to be made. So for them, that is the definitive ending, so there's not going to be anything fishy. That's just a magician thing. We're going to be like, oh, we would have preferred if that would have happened rather than that. But to the spectator, that's not going to happen. So for me, that's not a negative, but I know that this has been something discussed a lot on the forums. And for some people, that is a negative selling point. So I just want to mention that. Now for the positives. What are the positives? This is really well made. The props are going to last you forever as long as you take care of them. The packaging, everything feels that it respects the price tag. Once you buy this, you're probably not going to buy another effect like this. So yes, this is a bit expensive, but you'll not have to upgrade probably ever again. This is going to be your definitive purchase. This is fun to perform. It is really, really fun for the spectators as well. You're not going to get standing ovations for this, but you're going to get reactions that I personally like, which was, for example, when I performed this last time, it was last night, the spectator was like, oh, I should have changed my mind. I was going to change my mind. I know the trick wouldn't have worked, and they kind of doubt themselves and they're like, what happened if I change my mind? I like those type of reactions. I know some people don't, but I like the reactions when the spectator is like doubting himself and saying, darn, I should have switched my mind. You know, I should have changed it. I bet the trick wouldn't have worked. Oh, you know, I love those type of reactions. So it does get those type of reactions because it's fun for the spectator. The premise is engaging as well. And you can pretty much also perform this pretty much anywhere, and it packs kind of small. So those are the positives that I have to say about Decision Point. Now, what is the verdict? Do I recommend Decision Point? I do recommend Decision Point. However, if you have a routine like this that you already perform and you enjoy, and you really, really love, and you've been performing it for years, maybe upgrading to Decision Point is not necessarily something you want to do. However, if you like these effects and you've never found a sweet spot, maybe this is going to be the play, and I do think that you're going to love this. So I do heavily recommend Decision Point. What would I rate it out of 10? I would rate it an 8.5 out of 10. It did seem that I talked extremely well about it, but it does have some negatives that have to be kept into account. So it can't get a perfect score with quite a lot of small negatives, but they're still negatives in themselves. So this cannot get a perfect score or higher than a 9. So it gets an 8.5 out of me. It's a really good product, and I do think you should check it out. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next reviews. Bye.